Genetic testing has, I think, become very, very interesting and can be useful. Not a panacea, but can be useful. Probably the most common genetic testing available now and the cheapest is if you're, let's say you have a son, daughter, and they have enough of a condition that someone is about to put them on meds. We know, it's getting to that point. And the meds are going to happen. So places like Alpha Genomics or 23andMe and other companies do testing that's ordered by the professional, by the psychiatrist or someone in the system that orders these tests. And it can test for a lot of things. The thing it's going to test for that's going to be probably most useful in terms of the meds is how the genes are set up for this particular child. So whether the child's a methylator or demethylator, and all of this, so that you get a readout of this is the class of meds that would work with these genes, but this group not going to work with these genes. So that's one place where it can be very helpful, because then rather than the hit and miss approach with meds, and you may not have time, especially if you've got severe depression. There isn't time, right, to do, well, let's try 6 weeks of this. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try 6 weeks of that. So this testing can help in that at least you start out with meds that are going to fit this genetic structure. And I think, and then, there's other kinds of genetic testing that you can get where you can get a sense of what are the chromosome markers and how do they work. Like, and these are harder to get, these tests, but like, does this child, what are the resilience genetics on this child? OPRMI is one cluster. Does the child have long alleles or short alleles on this 5-HTT chromosome, which handles mood, and that's very, very interesting stuff. And like if the person can find out strong with resilience, strong genetics for resilience, that can kind of help with a process. If very weak on resilience, then that will help. That's information that's useful. So I would like to see, this is something that's going to require some help, but I would like to see every child who is diagnosed with mental illness or anything in that category, I'd like to see them be able to get both sets of genetic testing. The first set is easy now, the second set's harder. I'd like to see them get both, because I think a lot of the way mental illness works, of course, is you already have those genes. They're going to get triggered. So like depressive disorder, they're in a person, right? They're in that teen. They're going to get triggered or not triggered. They're likely to be coded to get triggered if the genes are severe. But if not as much, okay, then trauma triggers it, right? From the outside triggers it. So they're either going to get triggered or maybe triggered if they're under severe trauma. And given that so much of it's on the genes, we might as well know about the genes, So I'm definitely in that camp. I want to know more about those genes.